Bhutan, land of the thunder dragon, hidden between the mighty giants of India and China. There exists a kingdom that the modern world barely touched, a land where mountains touch the sky, where prayer flags dance with the wind, and where happiness is measured not by money, but by peace of heart. This is Bhutan, known to its people as Druk Yul, the land of the thunder dragon. While the rest of the world races towards skyscrapers and technology, Bhutan chose a different path. Here, ancient monasteries still whisper the wisdom of centuries. Children walk to school through forests older than many civilizations, and kings are loved not for power, but for compassion. Bhutan is not the richest country on earth, yet it may be the happiest. In this journey, we will travel through Bhutan's timeless history, explore its breathtaking landscapes, understand its unique system of governance, uncover the secrets behind gross national happiness, and step inside a culture that believes true wealth is found within. So close your eyes for a moment, breathe in the mountain air, and prepare yourself to enter a world where happiness is not a dream. It is a way of life. Countries. Bhutan is a tiny Himalayan kingdom hidden between two Asian giants, India to the south, east and west, and China to the north. It is one of the world's few countries that has no sea access, completely surrounded by mountains and forests. This isolation protected Bhutan from invasions, colonization, and mass tourism for centuries. Located in South Asia, Bhutan lies along the eastern edge of the Himalayan mountain range. These mountains are not just geographical borders, they are natural guardians. Snow-covered peaks block icy northern winds, while lush green foothills open into India's plains. Rivers born from glaciers flow southward, bringing life to deep valleys where villages flourish. Unlike most countries, Bhutan never opened itself suddenly to the world. For hundreds of years, it remained almost mythical, appearing on old maps as a blank space. Even today, reaching Bhutan is not easy. Only a few airports, high mountain passes, and carefully regulated roads connect it with the outside world. This geographical isolation shaped Bhutan's identity, protecting its language, religion, traditions, and peaceful way of life, making it one of the most culturally preserved nations on Earth. Bhutan may be small, but its landscape is one of the most dramatic on Earth. From tropical jungles in the south to towering snow-covered Himalayan peaks in the north, the country contains almost every climate zone within a few hundred kilometers. The southern belt is warm and humid, home to dense forests and rare wildlife. As the land rises, the climate becomes temperate. Valleys filled with rice fields, apple orchards, and ancient villages appear. Higher still, icy winds sweep across alpine meadows and glacial mountains where few humans ever step. More than 70% of Bhutan is covered in forest, making it one of the greenest countries on the planet. Rivers born from melting glaciers carve deep gorges, creating waterfalls and life-giving streams. These natural features are not exploited. They are protected as sacred treasures. Every road in Bhutan feels like a journey through a living painting. Prayer flags flutter across mountain passes, monasteries cling to cliffs, and clouds drift through valleys below your feet. Nature here is not scenery, it is a spiritual presence. There are only a few cities, with Thimphu being the largest, and it is the world's only capital without traffic lights. Here, modernization exists, but never at the cost of tradition. Bhutanese society is deeply respectful. Elders are honored, monks are revered, and children are taught discipline alongside kindness. Social norms and traditional values in Bhutan. Bhutanese society is deeply shaped by Buddhist values of kindness, respect, hospitality, and harmony. Cleanliness, politeness, and respect towards elders and monks are considered basic virtues, something every Bhutanese learns from childhood. Pride in cultural heritage is visible everywhere, from the traditional national dress, go for men, and kira for women, to the way people greet each other with warm, polite bows and smiles. Community life is strong. Villagers help one another with farming, festivals, and building homes, reflecting a deep sense of collective responsibility and unity. Bhutan's matrilineal traditions mean that daughters often inherit family property, and husbands may move into the wife's household after marriage, especially in rural areas, a custom that differs from many other Asian societies. While both polygamy and polyandry are legally allowed, they are rare today, and mostly found in traditional communities such as the Druk of eastern Bhutan, where women historically might marry multiple brothers to preserve family land and livelihoods. Modern Bhutanese life is rapidly changing, yet respect for elders, the spiritual life, and harmony in society remain strong pillars of daily life. Popular festivals of Bhutan festivals, known locally as Tsechu, are among Bhutan's most vibrant cultural celebrations, a colorful fusion of spirituality, art, dance, and community life. Held throughout the year in different valleys, each Tsechu honors the teachings of Guru Rinpoche, the saint who brought Buddhism to Bhutan. The most famous include Paro Tsechu in spring and Thimphu Tsechu in autumn, where locals and visitors alike gather in Dzong courtyards to witness sacred mask dances called chant, acrobatic feats, and dramatic music that tell ancient Buddhist stories. Other popular events include the Punakha Dzong, a historical reenactment, Losar, Lunar New Year, and the Black-Necked Crane Festival in Phobjikha Valley, where migratory birds are honored. Whether dance, drama, or devotion, Bhutan's festivals offer a window into the soul of the nation and are unforgettable experiences for any traveler. World-famous tourist attractions in Bhutan. Bhutan's landscapes and heritage sites are among the most breathtaking on Earth. Perched dramatically on a cliff high above the Paro Valley is the legendary Paro Dzong, Tiger's Nest Monastery, a sacred pilgrimage destination and Bhutan's most iconic symbol. Nearby, the National Museum of Bhutan preserves centuries of art and relics that tell the kingdom's spiritual history. In the capital, Dochula Dzong stands as both a fortress and the center of government, while Buddha Dordenma, a giant golden statue overlooking Thimphu, radiates peace and protection. In Punakha, the majestic Punakha Dzong, set where two rivers meet, showcases traditional architecture and history. Nature lovers will adore Dochula Pass, adorned with 108 stupas and Himalayan panoramas, and Phobjikha Valley, home to rare black-necked cranes in winter. Hidden cultural gems like Folk Heritage Museum bring everyday Bhutanese life to vibrant life, from rice terraces to traditional homes. These attractions, spiritual, historical, and natural, weave together a magical tapestry that inspires not only awe, but deep reflection. Stepping onto Paro International Airport feels like entering a storybook. The terminal looks like a monastery. Painted windows, carved wooden beams, and prayer wheels greeting every traveler. This is no ordinary arrival. It is a ceremonial welcome into a sacred land. Reaching mystical Bhutan feels like the beginning of an adventure in itself. The main gateway is Paro International Airport, one of the world's most scenic and challenging runways, surrounded by towering Himalayan peaks. Bhutan has two national carriers, Druk Yul and Bhutan Airlines, that fly direct into Paro from a handful of international cities, including Delhi, Kolkata, Kathmandu, Bangkok, Dhaka, and Singapore. These flights offer breathtaking views of the mountains as you descend into the valley. If you're coming from distant regions such as Europe or the UK, there are no direct flights, so travelers typically connect via major Asian hubs like Delhi, Bangkok, or Singapore before boarding a flight into Paro. Inside Bhutan, domestic flights operate between towns like Gyalefo, Trashigang, and Jakar, making travel across the country easier. Excitingly, Bhutan is also expanding its infrastructure. A new international airport is under construction in Gyalefo, expected to open by 2029, which will open up even more long-haul flight options and boost accessibility for global travelers. Bhutanese society is deeply respectful. Elders are honored, monks are revered, and children are taught discipline alongside kindness. Life is simple, slow, and peaceful, far from the chaos of megacities. Most Bhutanese live in rural villages, farming small lands passed down through generations. Families remain closely connected, and community life is strong. Neighbors don't just greet each other, they depend on one another for survival. Bhutan is ruled by a king, yet governed by democracy. This rare system is known as a constitutional monarchy. The king is called the Druk Yul, meaning Dragon King. But real power lies with elected representatives, parliament, prime minister, and people. What makes Bhutan special is that its entire political philosophy is based on gross national happiness, a concept that values mental well-being over economic growth. Welcome to Thimphu, the heart of Bhutan, a capital city unlike any other on Earth. Here, there are no traffic lights, no neon skyscrapers, and no chaotic rush. As we walk through Thimphu's streets, we see modern cafes standing beside centuries-old temples. Government offices blend beautifully into traditional architecture, following a law that no building may disturb the kingdom's sacred skyline. Above the city rises the magnificent Buddha Dordenma, a golden statue watching over the valley, symbolizing peace and protection. Outside, the valley opens in gentle silence. Green fields, ancient farmhouses, and snow-kissed mountains surrounding us from all sides. Paro is not a bustling city. It is Bhutan's spiritual doorway. The father of modern Bhutan was Zhabdrung Ngawang Namgyal, who united the scattered valleys into one kingdom in the 1600s. He introduced a dual system of governance, religious and political, which stabilized the land. In 1907, Bhutan became a monarchy. Unlike violent revolutions seen elsewhere, Bhutan's kings were welcomed by the people. In 2008, the king voluntarily gave up power, transforming Bhutan into a constitutional democracy, not because people demanded it, but because the king believed it was right. Bhutan is ruled by a king, yet governed by democracy. This rare system is known as a constitutional monarchy. The king is called the Druk Yul, meaning Dragon King, but real power lies with elected representatives, parliament, prime minister, and people. Here, success is not measured by money, but by peace, health, culture, environment, and trust. Alongside modern science and mathematics, children learn values, respect, environmental care, mindfulness, and spiritual wisdom. Monastic education still thrives, producing monks who preserve ancient teachings. Bhutan's economy is simple and sustainable. Agriculture is the backbone. Rice, maize, and vegetables are grown without chemicals. Hydropower is the biggest export, sold mainly to India. Tourism is carefully controlled, not to make money, but to protect culture.